Mr. Edwards, good morning.
Good morning.
Could you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number, please.
My name is Tyrone Edwards, 302-178.
All right, Mr. Edwards. Let me introduce the board to you. I'm Cheryl Renatza, seated to my left, Mrs. Carolyn Stapleton. To my immediate right is Mr. Steve Prater, and to his right is Mr. Freeman. Let me just read some identifying information into the record, and then I'll recognize the folks who are here in support. Mr. Edwards, you're classified as a first felony offender. You were sentenced in Orleans Parish for a first-degree rape and were sentenced to life. Is that information correct, Mr. Edwards?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And let me acknowledge that we have Mia Lowy on Zoom. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. We'll hear from you in just a moment. We have your nephew Joseph Gaines there with you at Angola, and Reverend Jerry Edwards, your brother, who wants to speak on your behalf, and we'll call on him at the appropriate time. First, Mr. Edwards, we'd like to hear from you. You submitted an application for clemency. So tell us why you submitted an application for clemency, and why do you think we should vote? What did you do? Why are you here? And why do you think we should vote in your favor today?
Well, first of all, I'm not the same person I was 34 years ago. And I learned about life later in life. Well, I mean, I just really didn't understand about it early on. I had a drug, alcohol problem. I basically let it ruin my life. And if the bull was to grant me a second chance at life, you won't regret it, because I learned my lesson. I really learned my lesson 20 years ago. And all I did is try to better myself much as I can right here. And thanks to the administration at Angola, they implemented a lot of programs for me to better myself. So I feel I'm ready for society. And in fact, I know I'm ready for society. All I just need is a second chance.
All right, Mr. Edwards, thank you. I'll have some questions for you shortly. Let's hear from the ward. Is there any information you can provide about Mr. Edwards?
No, ma'am, he kind of summed it up, what he's been doing. He's taking the sex offender treatment and substance abuse, anger management. His last write-up was in 18, so.
Good deal, thank you. He said his last write-up was in 2000. Oh, okay. Thank you, Warden Benoit. Let's hear from the folks who want to speak on your behalf. First, we'll hear from your brother there with you at the penitentiary, Reverend Edwards.
You guys stand, they see it, they see it.
Yes.
Yeah, we can see you.
I have to stand up. Can you hear you from there?
Perfect, thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, ma'am. My God's grace, I really don't have the words to say, but just simply that, we all we have. He's been my older brother all my life. Grew up without a mother. Mother died when I was making a year. Cancer. We stayed with my sister. She raised 8 children. All we had was each other. She raised her own child too. What I recognize about my brother is that he's always been there for us. Been a dad I never had. My dad died too when I was 5. But when he left and came out of my life, I was a lost young man. The reason why I became a reverend was, everybody don't realize you got to go through something to become something. It's in those tough times that God call you on in. And I recognized, not speaking to him in several years, when we got on the phone, his mindset was being a leader again. And not just being a leader, but he was ready to come into the fulfillment of the position, trying to, it's like his whole mind changed as well as his heart. Because as I was growing up, I'm a man myself. I was a womanizer. I did all those other things. But it was just something about, it was a shift. It was just like when God says time to grow, you got to grow. If you move or get left behind. And I thank God, his whole demeanor changed, his mindset changed. And, easy to reason with. So I know, and seeing him, for the very first time, quite some time back, it wasn't just conversation. So I'm asking, on the behalf of not just him, but my family. We need each other. We're a bunch of brothers and we all we have.
Sir, we appreciate your input. And then we hear, Miss Mia, could we hear from you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity to speak today in support of Mr. Tyrone Edwards. So my name is Mia Lowy. I'm the Director of Client Services at the First 72 Plus. We are a reentry organization based in New Orleans. We work to stop the cycle of incarceration by providing adequate support to those returning home from prison or jail. I've been working with Mr. Edwards as well as his family members for the past few months to create a solid reentry plan. We've secured Mr. Edwards housing at Target Care Services in New Orleans on Chef Mentor Highway. I'm sure, as you all know, one of the biggest challenges with folks with sex offenses is finding them suitable housing. So that's a pretty big barrier that we've already overcome. The First 72 will be able to provide Mr. Edwards support with employment, finances, public benefits, documentation. So once he comes home, he will be assigned a reentry case manager, and they will work with him to create a resume, apply for jobs, prepare for job interviews, go to job fairs, as well as obtain any public benefits he may need, such as food stamps or Medicaid, as well as any documentation he may be missing, like a birth certificate, a state ID, a social security card. He will work with our economic empowerment department to open a bank account, enroll in some financial literacy classes, if he would like to do financial coaching one-on-one with our staff, as well as down the road, he may be able to have a loan with our organization. To address his health needs, we will set him up with a FIT clinic, that stands for the Formerly Incarcerated Transitions Clinic, and that will get him set up with a primary care physician and carry over any of his prescriptions that he's been taking while incarcerated. And for mental health and substance use, we have already gotten him connected with CADA. They completed an assessment with him, which I submitted, and he will be receiving counseling and any other supportive services with them that he is in need of. Social support wise, we have a weekly peer mentorship group that provides a space for formerly incarcerated people to talk with each other about their emotions and what barriers they're facing once they come home. It's a lot of the same topics that they work through in classes in prison. So victim awareness, mental health, responding versus reacting, and things like that. We also have recently launched our family reunification program. So Mr. Edwards has talked about reconnecting with some of his kids who live in New Orleans, and this program will help mend any familial relationships that are fractured due to his incarceration. So as you can see today, Mr. Edwards' family members are really looking forward to having him home. And I believe that with the support of the First 72 Plus and his family, Mr. Edwards will be able to live as an independent, productive member of society in the coming months. And we're eager to welcome him home. Anything else that he needs, we will be there to assist him. And I thank you for your time and consideration today.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Lowy. We appreciate you and the work of the First 72. Mr. Edwards, your case has been assigned to Mrs. Stapleton. Would you answer her questions, please?
Good morning, Mr. Edwards. I
Morning.
see you have taken many classes,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I'm wondering about your sex offender classes.
Yes, ma'am.
What sex offender classes have you taken? Can you explain to me
The risk management.
risk management?
Yeah, that's the top title of it.
So you have not taken, like we have the Steve Hoyle, the sex offender classes, which is 4 sections that you haven't been given that class? I think it's this.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. He has taken all 4 sections.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay, that's what I was wondering about. All right, good. I wanted to make sure about that. Now, to get back to the person that was your victim, she was just 11 years old.
Yes,
She wasn't-
ma'am.
You weren't womanizing.
No,
This was
ma'am.
5. And this was aggravated rape.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you think? I'm sure you've taken, I know I've heard you say you've taken victim awareness. Tell me what you think by way of victim awareness your victim is feeling about this procedure and what her life has been since that day.
I know I heard him. If she got over her hurt, I hope so. And that's something gonna be with her the rest of her life. And that's something I can't take back. I wish I could, But, all I can ask is that she finds some forgiveness in the heart for me, because I'm sorry for what I did. I betrayed her trust, and I should have been there to protect her, and I wasn't. I didn't protect her. I hurt her, and I'm sorry. I just can't. I wish I could change it, but I can't.
Well, as you said, I guess you realize you took away, something that she'll never get back. You did say you betrayed her trust, but her life will never be the same for this one act. So, the chief of police is opposed to your early release. You do have victim opposition. You've served, how many years is it? 32 or 35 years of the
34.
34 years? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
30 years of a life sentence, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
For aggravated rape. I did hear that you've got a support system with the first 72. I don't have any more to say.
Any questions, Mr. Freeman?
Do you have any contact with your children?
Sir?
Do you have any contact with your biological children?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how often you speak with them, you think?
Oh, once a week at least.
Okay. Okay, I was just curious. Thank you.
I had some questions earlier, but I think they've been answered, Mr. Edwards, so I think we're prepared to vote. Mrs. Stapleton?
My vote today is to deny, and it's based upon law enforcement opposition, victim opposition, the heinous nature of the crime to a young child.
Mr. Prater?
Deny, I concur with all that she's.
Mr. Freeman?
My vote is also to deny, with victim opposition.
And Mr. Edwards, my vote also is to deny based on the victim opposition. The victim the direct victim is still impacted today based on the information that we have in the record. Of course, her mother, who is still alive, is opposed, but based on the victim opposition today, your application for clemency is denied, sir. That concludes our business, Warden Benoit, at your facility. So we're going to sign off at 10:32. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank y'all.